Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, join me, Rob McConnell, as together we'll investigate the world of the paranormal and the science of parapsychology here on the X-Zone Radio TV show on XZBN and the X-Zone TV channel on Simul TV. Since 1990, the X-Zone Radio TV show has been the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. Together, we'll investigate UFOs, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, psychic phenomenon, lake monsters, conspiracy theories, government cover-ups, the truth embargo, alien abductions, ESP, haunted locations from around the world, and so much more. With over 28 years of broadcasting and more than 4,500 individual guests, the X-Zone is truly a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, as evidenced by the credibility, integrity, and professionalism of the guests that we bring to our international audience. If you have seen a UFO, had a close encounter, seen a ghost, Bigfoot, lake monster, or a story that you would like to share or have investigated, contact me, Rob McConnell, by sending me your email to xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or you can call toll-free 1-800-610-7035, extension 143, and on Skype, X-Zone Radio TV. For more information on the X-Zone Radio TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com or www.xzonetvchannel.com or simultv.com and xzbn.net. Until next we meet here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, always remember, X-Zone Nation, keep your eyes to the sky and your heart in the light.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Heart Radio Show with Dan and Ann. We're coming to you on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. Our topic tonight is being a bridge of love, and we're so excited to have Mary Beth Davis on the show with us tonight. And Angela, would you introduce our guest tonight for us?
You bet, Dan. Okay, our guest is Mary Beth Davies, who's enjoyed a 40-year career in the nursing field, serving in various capacities as a registered nurse, or RN, including developing curriculum, teaching, instructing, and medical assisting, and at holistic healing and wellness seminars, and even has developed educational materials and classes for patient and staff. She's also served as a health and wellness specialist and consultant to the healthcare professionals, students, universities, business, industry, and individuals, and has served in various healthcare venues, including as a hospital wellness coordinator, and has also been a coordinator of hypertension chronic disease program for the public health department. She is owner of Holistic Health Resources, LLC, doing work as an independent wellness consultant, and has enjoyed presenting programs on humor and health, the importance of emotional release, stress, and nutrition. She's a fellow of the Kaiser Institute Program for Integrative Medicine and is a licensed heart math provider. She continues to oversee the Physician Study Group for Integrative Medicine. In 2008, Mary Beth joined Dr. Ann Booch, is that right? Booch, in her practice. Okay, that's the name of the practice is Evansville Integrative Medicine LLC, where they have integrated various mind-body modalities such as heart math, emotional freedom technique, acupuncture, qigong, Reiki, healing touch, and even music, movement, and fun, Mary Beth style. She's also known for her ability to organize, network, connect, and support professionals in the holistic integrative medicine, health, and wellness industry. Mary Beth developed Deaconess Hospital Holistic Resources, where she worked as the holistic specialist from 1996 to June 2005. She has worked extensively educating the community and healthcare providers in the holistic healing and methodology and combining and integrating it with conventional medicine. She's been active in EVSC School Community Council and provides holistic health, wellness, and spirituality related presentations for a variety of community organizations such as University of Southern Indiana, Tri-State Parish Nurses Organization, and Sisters of St. Benedict in Ferdinand, Indiana. Mary Beth currently resides in Indiana. I think tonight you'll even be able to feel the joyous component to Mary Beth's really fun and fabulous personality. Welcome, Mary Beth.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
already a lot of fun. So,
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
question for you, Mary. Is there anything you
yes.
haven't done? I
I
mean,
know.
th- this
Oh,
is like
many, many, many things.
this is just so amazing. The reason that I love this show tonight and we love having you on is because you have what I call experiential knowledge. It's not just book knowledge. You've had mystical experience. You've got so much to share with us tonight. And we're just so excited because we need the understanding that a person of experience has. And you have that experience. You've lived this life of spirituality. You've explored out in multiple ways, multiple directions, and we just can't wait to hear what you have to say. And I guess my first question is the title, being a bridge of love. I'm just wondering where that came from, how it came about, and just the history about it. And I guess since there's so much here, you just might want to start off, when you were young and what happened and all that stuff.
Okay, let me tell you the story of the bridge first.
Okay.
I was introduced to a group of physicians at a Course in Miracles camping retreat in near Bedford, Indiana, in the late 80s and 90s. I was able to go to their practice and see patients for them. And what they had me do is maybe do diabetic training. Oh, but also listen, what else did they need? Did they need an ear about prayer? Did they need an in with some help with their spirituality? And so how awesome is that physicians were open to that?
yeah.
And
Yes.
it was just a delight to do it. And so I developed a relationship with them, and our families became dear friends. And my kids would actually, when they were off school, go with me to their house in Indianapolis, which is about 3 to 4 hours from here. And I would have, messages from the Holy Spirit there often. But one was very, very, I couldn't forget this one. In June of 1991, I was asleep. My kids were not with me this time. The sun was out bright. I was awakened, sat straight up in bed with a voice that says, and I'm playful and childlike, so that's how Spirit kind of contacts me. And the voice said, Bridget, Bridget, your name is Bridget. And then this poem came, and it said, be a bridge of healing, a bridge of love, but keep your bridge in good repair so all feel safe in crossing there.
That's
Wow,
nice.
that's amazing.
I love it.
So, yes.
So did it expand
And
out?
absolutely expanded out to where I understood. I always was interested in the heart, in knowing that was where our true essence lies. And so to me, the heart is the bridge. And the bridge is kind of cool in that a person crosses your bridge, but you don't have any attachment to it when they leave. They have the freedom to get on your bridge, to share that love, to cross the bridge and get off and go on their journey.
So I got a question for you, Mary
And
Beth. Is
yes,
that do you think that's your spiritual name, or are you also known as Bridget? Where did you think that came?
well, it's interesting. We'll get into that later, but I am writing a book now called My Name is Bridget,
Okay.
because I realized that I had been bridging my entire life in various ways. And I'll tell you a little bit about my early spirituality, which will lead into how I did that bridging.
Mm-hmm.
So I was raised a cradle Catholic, and I lived in an extended family neighborhood, the oldest on both sides of the family. It was actually double cousins that we all lived together. I was very, very sheltered. I knew nothing about anything except going to church. and went to Catholic school. And during that time, I somehow or another latched on to all the fear. It wasn't my family, and I don't know. I was just always a sensitive kid anyway. And so at some point, I picked up that I had committed a mortal sin.
Oh.
And and then I found out when I made my first confession that if you go to communion while you're in mortal sin, those are all another mortal sin. Well, it just kept compiling, and I suffered what Dr. David Hawkins talks about in his book Power versus Force as scrupulosity. He suffered that himself.
Oh, wow.
And it's just an oversensitivity to all of those things. I mean, most of the kids in my class just threw that stuff off, But there were many others, I really believe, like me. And I actually had panic attacks, although we didn't know that back then. And I would just wake up at night in a sweat and couldn't breathe. And my dad would rub my feet till I went back to sleep. And just they, I'm the oldest of 8 kids. They didn't understand anything about, psychology or anything, but they had love. And they took care of it with that. But when I was 12 years old, right at age 12, I had an epiphany. And I don't know where it came from. I have absolutely no idea. But I had heard that God was love. And so one day in my heart, this message just came. If God is love, he wouldn't put a kid through what I've been through all these years. So I threw away, I don't know how I would voice it at age 12. I threw away doctrine and dogma and said, God is love. I will live by love. I will teach love the rest of my life, and that is that.
Oh, wow.
And so I took on teaching all of these classes. Anyone they would give me to teach the preschool kids and on. And even after I moved to Europe and taught high school kids in CCD classes, that's what I did. I taught love, and that has been the pattern for my life and everything else that I've done.
That's
Cool.
amazing that
That is
changed
cool.
your whole life, that epiphany, that hearing. Would you call that like a still small voice?
I suppose. And, having been so young and not knowing how to interpret spiritual language at that time.
Yeah.
But the message was clear. It was clear in my heart, and that's where it was important.
Yeah.
Wow.
So after that, then I started studying everything, and over the years, and this is over many years, of course, studied unity, Kabbalah, healing touch, self-realization technique, had experiences with Paramahansa Yogananda, self-identity, Ho'oponopono, dances of universal peace, so that brought in Sufism.
I love
my
it.
board of directors.
We gotta we got to take a break, guys.
All right.
So,
Sure.
We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with Mary Beth Davis coming up right after the commercial break.
you can learn more about our guest by going to her website, which is www.holistichealthresourcesllc.com. You're listening to the Heart to Heart TWO Heart Radio Show on the X Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. You can learn more about our show by visiting heart2heartradioshow.com or check out our personal website, prodigaljourneys.com. Again, we'll be right back after the commercial break.
It's hard to listen to the news without realizing we're living in volatile, unprecedented times. Yet never has there been such an opportunity to transform the human condition. As old structures fail, where can we find the guidance to co-create a better way? Find Your Path Home is an ever-evolving, leading-edge information, education, and healing resource center designed to support and guide you on your path to unity and enlightenment. Based on sound principles employed by shaman worldwide, we provide techniques that can support you through the current transitions. offering online shamanic classes, international long-distance shamanic healing sessions, complimentary Mission Evolution radio episodes and Stairway to Heaven TV vignettes, seminars, retreats, and much more. All of this can be found on findyourpathhome.com.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me. simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
All right, we're back. Tonight our guest is Mary Beth Davis, and our topic tonight is on being a bridge of love. Mary Beth, I think, maybe we'll just carry on here. I had a question for you. A lot of people, have said, I believe in Jesus, has God abandoned us? And I think your experience can help us to recognize maybe a greater understanding of Jesus or Christ and how we can access that today. A lot of people feel God's out there and they don't feel that connection. So would you be able to explain to us how you feel like you've accessed that spiritual dimension within you, the Christ, the temple within, and that sort of thing, so that we can maybe find our divine true essence?
Well, in Corinthians, it says that, do you not know that you are a temple of God and the Holy Spirit indwells you? We each have a divine spark and indwelling Christ consciousness that lives within each one of us. It's many places in the Bible you can find those quotes. And so that is really what has kept me on track, is looking for that indwelling Christ within each person that I meet. And then later realizing myself as well. And I'm sure we've all been on this path. We forgot ourselves. It's like, that indwelling Christ is in me too. And so we can see it much more easily in other people sometimes until we have that epiphany. So we are each a unique divine design. We're each a unique divine design. We're each needed to bring about the kingdom, as what we've heard in the Bible, but to bring our world to completion. So we need every person, because we need every piece of the puzzle, every note of the symphony, every thread of the tapestry, cell of the body, facet of the diamond, and you are needed for the completion of our world mission. That is how important each of us is. We are each that important. And so if one of us doesn't do it, it doesn't get done. And so just having the love in our hearts to be the bridge to connect with people, so that they actually, even being in their presence and just having that knowing, maybe the person isn't ready to be told, but if we hold that for each person we see, and many people ask me, so even though I had a little rocky start with the Catholic Church, okay, which I'm a great Catholic, because Catholic means universal. It's just the doctrine and dogma Roman part that I had trouble with. But over the years, even though I've studied all these things, I have remained with the church. And what it is for me is when for some reason, that's a mission that I signed on for this. We all have a unique mission, as we spoke about. so when I go to church, it's like this beautiful, just love fest. So I recognize and honor that God presence, that indwelling Christ in each person in that church.
Mm.
And it's sometimes a little overwhelming. And I do sing and I do cantor, so I have opportunity to be up front and overlooking the people. And I have had times when I come to tears because of the beautiful essence, knowing that love and the beauty that lies before me. And I have a song that actually came to me about that.
Can you sing it?
You are, oh beautiful one. Well, goes this one is, be who you are, oh beautiful ones before me. Allow your heart to shower all that you touch, and our world is infinitely blessed. And our world is infinitely blessed.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you, Mary
Beautiful.
Beth. I got a question for you, Mary Beth. I just feel like I've been in so many churches and I just have never really got the message pretty much everywhere I've ever been. I would say almost without exception, very few exceptions, that says that I'm a beautiful ray of a diamond, which is God, and I'm very infinitely important as all the other facets of the diamond are. What have you? I mean, I don't understand this. What would you say about that?
Oh, I have been in situations, say, going to a monastery, where things are a little lighter, like the sisters that I work with at the Convent of the Immaculate Conception in Ferdinand, Indiana. And I know that Dan has had experience out at Snowmass with Thomas Keating's group.
Yes.
And oftentimes the people in the monastic world aren't quite as tied to the doctrine and dogma, and there's a deeper spirituality, and I have experienced that. But in your normal everyday go to church every Sunday, you're right. It's challenging to find, and I think that's been part of my mission.
Good.
That takes a big
there.
person. That takes a big person, Mary Beth, and it also takes a transformation, because a lot of people leave the church, and I've just heard so many stories they become atheists. I know I had to leave for about 17 years, and I couldn't even go into a building. I was a Jehovah's Witness for 40 years, but I think it's beautiful. Not only have you left, or maybe you didn't leave fully, but that you've returned, and that you can also see the love in all of those people in the church. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, and about that, Mary Beth, that seems kind of like almost like not real when you say something like that. I'm sure you realize that when you say that, it doesn't sound real. So do you see an aura, or can you explain what you see exactly?
More than seeing, I feel it. I'm kinesthetic. And I'll feel, and like for that priest up there, I begin to feel compassion for where they're coming from. I mean, they signed on for their missions as well. And so I have to honor that. And so when those things come up that trigger me, then I just say, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to forgive and allow that to pass and transmute and transform and go back to the light.
That's beautiful. And you said to me earlier, you said that you have said yes to everything. What does that mean?
Well, so 3 years ago, my husband passed away at Christmas. And my kids live all on the East Coast, so I travel there a lot. But people said, oh, what are you going to do? Where are you going to live? You're going to live with the kids. But Spirit gave me a clear message that said, this house is your retreat center now. Say yes to everything. And I have had Tibetan monks stay with me twice. I've had young authors, which I will suggest some people to.
Are you still there, Mary Beth? Hmm. Are you there, Dan?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh dear, we lost our guest. Wonder what happened. Rob.
So anyway, very interesting discussion. When she comes
Yes.
back, she's going to talk to us how she is no longer a seeker, and and uh, and she's going to finish up on about saying yes to everything.
That's so cool. I just love it. Boy, that's going to make your life very full, don't you think, Dan?
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah, and she's going to talk about Anita Morjani. She's going
oh
to talk
yeah.
about this luminous life and very interesting books that she's read and how she blesses everything. She judges nothing. So it's going to be a real interesting topic when we get back.
Yeah, it sounds really
So
good. All
yeah,
right. Well, this is an interesting little situation. Do you think that we're going to need to be doing this segment again?
I don't know. I think I'm not sure what's happened if her battery went out or, but she's also going to talk more about how we become the magic, how we become the love, the joy, and how we find our purpose and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. There you are.
I'm not sure where I cut out.
That's okay. Dan, what were you just kind of mentioning there about the magic?
No, we were talking about she said yes to everything.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
that's right. How wonderful.
And that was
that
beautiful.
having these people become part of my life. I mean, and the opportunities to share that bridge of love with all these people in my home, and they tell me they feel something here when they come into my home. They feel the blessing, and I do have a lot of sacred geometry, and I have a lot of really neat stuff in my house. Singing bowls and crystals and stones and
Hold that thought, Mary Beth. Angela, hold that thought. We're
right.
going to have to take a commercial break, but we'll be right back with Mary Beth Davis, and our topic tonight is on being a bridge of love.
All right, you can contact our guest by going to her website, www.holistichealthresourcesllc.com. You've been listening to the Heart to Heart Radio with Dan and Ann on the X Zone Radio Broadcasting Network, www.xzbn.net. Our website is heart2heartradioshow.com. We'll be right back after the commercial break. And again, you're listening to the X Zone Broadcast Network.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Ellie Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, They conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
All right, we're back. We've been talking with our guest, Mary Beth Davis, and we're so glad you joined us tonight, Mary. And we've been talking about being a bridge of love. And Mary, we just want to continue on where we left off. You had mentioned that you had said yes to the Holy Spirit. You said yes to everything, and you've just had an amazing spiritual journey. And you said that you're no longer a seeker also. What does that mean, you're no longer a seeker?
So I studied many paths, and there's an old saying that says, all roads lead to Rome. And what I have found is that all of these paths converge, and they all say the same thing, and that is that we need each to be bridges of love to each other. And so that is why I no longer really need to seek. I don't have to be a seeker anymore. I just have to do. I have to do nothing and be who I am. My unique divine design, like we spoke of earlier, that we each have that unique piece that is needed, and allow everything else to download. And one of my favorite books is a book by Anita Moorjani called "Dying to Be Me."
Oh yeah, love that book.
And one of the main things that I take from that book is just allowing life to happen, allowing our pure essence to shine through who you really are, your unique divine design, and holding that true holiness inside, and just that pure love at all times. And we forget, of course, and we have to remind ourselves. Oh, yes, we have to go back to that, which is why we have our quiet time every day, which is why we have each other to remind us. That's why sometimes reading that book and getting that message from like Anita or David Hawkins or whoever it may be, that you're and that actually a song downloaded to me regarding that too, and so I'm not going to sing it to you, but it says you have your own divine design. You hold true holiness inside. Pure light and love is the truth of what you are. You are unique in every way. Your true work will be as play. Blessed child of God, I delight in who you are. And so as we do allow, then life becomes easier. You know, we have all these plans and these schedules, and we do need that to an extent. But sometimes we just have to let presence guide us, see what attracts our eye. And the Holy Spirit gives us those clues all the time if we're just open to them. If we take that deep breath and listen with heart and mind all together.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, what was that other book you mentioned, Luminous Life, that you said,
Oh,
captures
yeah.
our eye?
Yes, Dr. Jacob Israel Lieberman. He is an optometrist. He has many books out, and he has helped people over the years with exercises for their vision. But it's his thing is much more spiritual. It's about what is vision, true vision, and what's on the eye chart, and how does it really work. And so he talks about notice what catches your eye, what catches your attention, that little glint that you get. And we've all experienced that before. And it's that presence that guides us, because we think we have free will, but we really don't. Our life is guided, and then we have choices in how we react to those things. And are we reactive? Do we respond with forgiveness? Do we respond with love? Do we respond with goodness or awe and wonder? And say, wow, what is this day about? And looking for that piece. He has actually a YouTube from Maui TEDx. And it's like 8 years old, but it will give you a sense of who he is. And living life in that manner is more joyful. It's more fun. And as I play with that and practice it, it's like everything gets done.
You know what's weird?
My taxes got done.
I've never heard that before, to look at life that way, where, pay attention to what your eyes are being drawn to, because you know what? A lot of people have yearned and cried because they said, I can't find my purpose. What's my purpose? And from what you're saying, it sounds like you can almost let go and trust.
Yes. It will be revealed to you if you allow your heart to soften and don't work so hard. What it is like what they teach in heart math, and that's another whole topic, but is if we can breathe through our heart and we can get our mind, so the idea is the heart is the master and the mind the servant.
Okay, gotcha.
And in that space, then we can have true vision and not just seeing.
That whole thing that Anita Morjani went through, where she just was so obsessed with worrying about what everybody thought, because she wasn't fitting in with what was expected of her in her Hindu family, and she'd been raised outside of that, so she just didn't fit in, and just so obsessively worried. And I know that worrying about what other people think is about what killed her. In the bottom, the end of it. So that's a whole nother thing of letting go of what other people think of us. And it's sad that it had to take her dying to have that finally come to her. I'm sure that was given to her by the spirit, by the presence. But gee,
what does it?
Go ahead.
What does it mean to judge nothing and bless everything?
That's very interesting. So a number of years ago, I was working on my New Year's resolution. This is like at least 10 years ago now. And what came up to me is say, oh, this is a good one. Judge nothing, bless everything. Seems pretty clear, So it's like pretty much into the year I'm going, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So the next year came and I thought, I'm doing that again. And so after a few years, I realized that it was a perpetual New Year's resolution. But one of the tools that I work with is Access Consciousness. And their background says consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, whether it's a person who is a terrorist or a person who is a saint. So everything, consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And that's, again, allowing, like Anita was so beautifully expressed throughout that entire book, allowing ourselves to experience that. And when these things come up, instead of, well, we do react. I mean, it's what we do. We react and go, oh, fuck this, and whatever. But if we take the tools of allowance, or we take the things that Jacob says, or we take the tools from Ho'oponopono, sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you, and look at it as an opportunity. It's been put in front of us so that we can allow it to be transformed. We can forgive it and allow it to be transformed and sent back to the light.
Yes, I love that. Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. You remember we heard that same thing, Angela, and I'm sure Mary Beth has too, that it was a story in Paramahansa where one of the guy was accused, one of the, high ups in there, the gurus, was accused of getting a girl pregnant. And he stayed in this neutral space. He said, is that so? He ended up raising the girl. He lost his reputation, lost everything. And all he said was, is that so? He didn't judge it. And then at the end, the girl came back and said he didn't do it. And he said, is that so? And so I guess that's that neutral place. Is that the same there, Mary Beth?
Yeah, it's sort of like that. Yeah, that place of non-judgment.
And non-resistance.
That's the term I'm looking for. Yeah. It's that place of non-resistance.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful place to be.
Do we have other guides, do you believe, to help us?
Other guides? I've had tons of people over the years. Sometimes it's a person that walks up to New York. Just this. When I go to New York City, because I will meet this beautiful homeless person on the street. I mean, guides come to us like Paramahansa Yogananda and, people that are very well known, but also it's the thing that the person said to you on the street. It's something that a word that just jumped out of a book to you.
Yeah.
It's a tree in my backyard who calls me to it, to hug it. It is all of these things. It's again having that watching, waiting, and what catches your eye, your eye, and being open to that. And when we take a deep breath and we keep that mind,
Dan, we've got to go.
Heart,
we've got to take a break.
Mary Beth. Yep, we got to take a break, Mary Beth, Angela. So we'll be back. We have to take a commercial break, but we'll be back and continue our discussion with Mary Beth Davis. And her website is www.holistichealthresourcesllc.com.
All right, you're listening to the Heart to Heart radio show with Dan and Ann on the X Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. For more information about Heart to Heart Radio Show, visit heartheartradioshow.com. We'll be right back.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Ellie Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com. simultv.com.
All right, we're back. You're listening to Heart Radio Show with Dan and Ann, and our guest this hour is Mary Beth Davis, and her website is www.holistichealthresourcesllc.com. And we've been talking with Mary Beth tonight about being a bridge to love. And I just wanted to follow up where we left off, Mary Beth, about what I love is that you're saying that once you move into this consciousness that all that around us is God, the homeless people on the street, the trees, it sounds like you just access everything that's available. People, people at your work, the homeless. Is
a
this
tree, a tree even, nature, birds, the weather,
Absolutely. Everything. And it's such a fun way to live. It's such a joyous way to live. I am just very childlike, and I skip down my hallway and slide in my socks, and I sing, and I do all kinds of silly things all the time. And I have much opportunity now because I have 3 little grandchildren to do that when I visit them. But when we can stay in that space of just who we are, just be it. We don't have to do anything. And I told Dan about a song a friend of mine writes, of course, in Miracles music. The song is like, I need do nothing but remember who I am. I need do nothing but put my trust in God. Everything I need is already here for me. I need do nothing but remember who I am.
That is so good.
I love the I am at
so
the end,
good.
too.
Oh, I do too. I got to tell you this quick story, you guys, about this one angel that came in my life. Just talking about that everything out there is there, and we can be so thankful. But I had a desperate need of some help with the finishing up of my home, and including part of a roof. It was really important to get that on there, or it's going to ruin the whole house, and some really tough stuff. And my husband had a car accident, so we really needed the help badly. So this crazy guy shows up, and he cusses and he smokes and he's mentally ill, and I'm like, oh yeah, the guy really bugged me, but I was so grateful. And on a rainy day, he finishes the side of the roof, very, very dangerous. It was a big long drop, no protection, and he just roped himself up there, just got up there on a kind of a drizzly day and did it. It was insane. And then he just dropped off the face of the earth, and I thought, all of a sudden it hits me. Oh my gosh, that was an angel.
An angel.
And I'm like, and I said to God,
Wow.
I said, no, Lord, no, why would you give me an angel that cusses and smokes and is mentally ill? And then all of a sudden it was like, because you need to learn how to not judge. And I'm like, oh goodness gracious. Anyway, it was kind of crazy.
Yes, I've had lots of things happen like that to me, and it's refreshing, and I don't know, it takes us to a whole nother level in our own spirituality. It takes us deeper and higher, because or expands us, or whatever you want to say, and then we can drink it in even more deeply.
Yeah.
Because we've done that, we can drink it in even more deeply. And how fun is that?
Yes.
And let me say something real quick.
Sure.
You know what I love is that, we don't have to wait. I waited 40 years, for an end to come to make everything better. And a lot of Christianity is waiting for this outer thing to come. But you're saying, Mary Beth, and I agree, and I think Angela agrees too, that we can be that presence.
Yes.
We can participate with the presence that's here, and we can bring life to life, and it feeds us and we feed it. Is that so?
just by being your unique gift, and allowing yourself to do that. It's so simple that we forget.
And I don't think we have to make it difficult either. I mean, it could be that
No.
my gift is an encourager, right? So it's not like, I have to say, well, I'm a musician and I'm going to give my gift. Well, what if you don't know what your gift is, that you think it's got to be something really big, like a musician or an artist or something? Well, what if it's just that you're an encourager, you know?
Yes. And I am the divine essence of pure joy, which means, that's really fun. But everybody has something that will give them that kick, that will give them that spark. And there are a few things that I do every day, or most days, to kind of remind myself of that. And I ask myself questions. Questions open up the universe. So from the Course in Miracles, there are 4 questions that they ask. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? Or what? And then at the end I say, I wonder, just like a child. And feel, when you say that, like your heart just expands and opens. And you feel very, very childlike. And to open yourself to letting this be fun and joyful, and not making it a drudgery to do your life purpose. It's like, no, this can be so much fun.
No.
And who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventures will I have? How do I be the love, joy, magic that I am?
So Mary Beth, you talk about the free will, So let's say a person is not feeling like they want to be joyful about, I feel like I'm in a drudgery and I got to do my purpose, and I know I do, but we have this free will. Can you put that together for us? The free will.
Well, I think that we have a plan, and we're sort of like puppets. We have this plan, but in Kabbalah they talk about this, the 1% and the 99%. Do we live in the 1%, which is just the world and Malchut, or do we live in the 99% of forgiveness and light? Are we willing to be non-reactive? So that when things happen to us, or we get that doubt, do we just go, oh?
Yeah.
Or do we open up to that and say, yeah, but what is beyond that? I'm open to the light. I'm open to love. And then you take that eye that, like Jacob talks about, and say, what is it falling on today? Ask those questions, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? And where does my eye fall? Where is that light flashing for me to see? Can I pick it up and run with it? And that's really all we need to do. And again, we need nothing but remember that we are pure light, love, forgiveness, joy. That's it on the 99% level. That is it.
I love it. That just takes the pain to me out of living. I for years, I was like, I got to find my purpose. And I strove and I strove. And I thought when I made money, I found my purpose. And you know what? I'll tell you that it seems like that is the biggest trap. There is a lot of people that won't even talk to you until they've made it. I got a guy right now, he's having a hard time, and he just won't share his life until he makes it, until he made his millions. And I love it that you're talking about participating and being fully present with all your gifts, and you're ready to give and you're ready to receive at any moment. You're fully alive in this present moment.
Yes, and then you can say yes. Then you can say yes to everything, because life is fun instead of
to everything.
Yes, instead of that life's
to everything.
Yeah, because when you're dreading that, I'm getting older and oh my gosh, I'm not fulfilling my purpose, and you just have this kind of a panic, and then it becomes kind of a drudgery because you just feel this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be non-resistant. I mean, the non-resistance I think is really important here. You want to, you won't get creative unless you kind of relax anyway. You know, the spirit's not going to flow.
Right.
So
I think that a thing that helps us relax is to ask those questions, but especially, I wonder, just like a child, like we used to wonder about things.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think that is, to me, is key. I often, when I work with my clients, I don't want to call them clients, but I pull out children's books. I pull out children's books and read to them. And we get really, really simple, or blow bubbles, or
Cinderella.
Cinderella, just like, but things like Little Soul in the Sun by Neil Donald Walsh, and simple children's books, even Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh has some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stories. And, and so, and that also, it's light. Is it light? It lightens it up.
Yes.
It can get so heavy. It can get so heavy. In fact, I use light and heavy being whenever I'm asking myself, what do I do next? Is this, or what do I wear today, or what do I eat, or what do I? Am I pulling off? What person am I talking to? Does this feel light in my heart, or does it feel heavy? Does it feel light, or does it feel heavy? And it works like, David Hawkins, of course, in Linus Pauling came up with behavioral kinesiology, and David Hawkins would say, I wish I never came up with that. There's so many pitfalls. And this is kind of a very easy way to do that.
Yes, and well, Mary Beth, I'll tell you what, we have to wrap it up tonight, and I got to tell you, I know Angela is in agreement. We have enjoyed you. And
Yes.
And we're going to have you on again because you have got so many mystical experiences and so much to share. I know we just barely started here, but I can't wait to have you on again. And thank you for tonight. And for more information about Mary Beth, you can visit her on her website at www.holistichealthresourcesllc.com.
All right, guys, we've got to go tonight, but you've been listening to the www.xebn.net. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
If you are looking for a safe, zero-calorie natural option to the harmful artificial sweeteners on the market today, Just Like Sugar is what you're looking for. Just Like Sugar is a wonderful natural alternative for those health-conscious people who choose a calorie-restricted diet with a great, pure, sweet flavor that tastes just like sugar. Just Like Sugar is a great natural option for people suffering from diabetes and may be useful in restricted diet programs where standard sugars are not allowed and does not cause a laxative effect of some other sweeteners. Just Like Sugar comprises a perfect blend of chicory root fiber, natural calcium, natural vitamin C, and Just Like Sugar's sweetness comes from the natural flavors from the peel of the orange. Just Like Sugar is a natural alternative to harmful artificial sweeteners and will change the way that you believe all natural sweetener products taste. Just Like Sugar is available at your local Whole Foods markets, Wild Oats markets, Henry's, Sun Harvest, and many other fine natural food stores in the U.S., Canada, and worldwide.
They are here, and they've been here for thousands of years, making their presence known in the shadows. They might be seen by a lonely motorist on a deserted road late at night, or by a frightened and confused husband in the bedroom he is sharing with his wife. But who are they? What do they want? Why are they here? Perhaps most concerning, has the government been aware of their presence all along? The new book by Ellie Marzulli, UFO Disclosure, the 70-year cover-up exposed, delves into the world of UFOs. Can full disclosure be soon? Order now and receive a free hour and 37-minute DVD on the UFO phenomenon. UFOs are real. Get both the book and the DVD, a $40 value, for only $19.99. To order your book and DVD today, go to lamarzulli.net. That's LAMARZULLI.net.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.